Good morning and welcome back, fellow Kenyans. Thank you very much for your greatest support. Thank you for what you're doing. Is amazing. Let me just quickly remind you guys that if at all you're taking for the first time, don't forget to click the subscribe button. You can also like, you can share, drop your comment in the comment section and tell me what you think and where exactly you're watching this video film. If you're within the country, tell me which part of the country, and if you're outside the country, you can as well tell me which country or drop me the flag at the comment section and I'll figure it out by myself. And also, before I get into the discussion, fellow Kenyans, let me just quickly ask you guys that I have a funeral. The burial is next week on Saturday, and I'm just requesting, guys, that that is 25th. I'm just requesting that if I can get people to start with me, because I'm working on how I can get the casket, the transport, and also the mortuary bill, which is around 50,000. So if I can get people, thank you guys for those who already sent. Nimepata messages zenu. I can't mention you because of the private purposes, but if you send something, guys, thank you, God bless you, asanteni sana. You have 200 or 50, anything that you have, itasaidia sana. Now all in all, let me just quickly ask you this question. Raila Odinga is being buried today, and what do you think? Like, in just maybe 2-3 words, how would you describe Raila Odinga? Let me know that at the comment section. How would you describe Raila Amolo Odinga, the late Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya? Fellow Kenyans, make me understand something here. What is really happening, or what is really wrong with the East African leaders? Because I've come to realize something, that our East African leaders, especially presidents, have got a very, very big problem with the issues to do with the opposition. Like, literally right now, Tundu Lissu was in Tundu Lissu, sorry. Tundu Lissu, that is the opposition leader of Tanzania, has been detained. And after hearing the news of the death of the late Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, he decided to send his deputy, that is John Heckled, to come and attend Raila Amolo Odinga's burial. But then you realize that in that process of okay, go and represent me. Now this man has been detained, was detained at the border, like he was being prevented from coming to attend the burial.
Kwa sababu nyie sio Mungu, hamtanizuia kufa. Kama mnataka kuniua vile vile, sema. I was born once, I will die once. We live once. Na mimi nimekataa kuwa mtumwa. I know there is consequence. Your choice ninazofanya. So don't intimidate me. Mimi nimekuwa mbunge, mimi sio kibaka. Nimekuja hapa, mimi nimezaliwa hapa. Ningetaka kupita huku msingeniona. Nimekuja kwa sababu mimi ni mtu wa utaratibu, naenda kuzika, na tumetaarifu dunia kwamba mimi naenda kuzika. Mnanizuia, mnachukua passport yangu, unawaambia wanipige. Wanipige nini? Nimekosa nini? Kwa lipi? Kwa lipi? Sema mnachotaka.
Nani amezunguka? Yaani mtu amezunguka aje kukupiga. Tunamtaka Yoni Heche.
just because Suluhu Hassan, that is the president of Tanzania, gave an order. I look at what is happening in Tanzania. Kizza Besigye is detained. That is the opposition of Uganda, at the a very big threat of Ugandan government. So we only have Bobi Wine is also a threat. Okay. The president himself of Tanzania, of Uganda, is missing. Is nowhere to be seen. A lot of people are saying, some people are saying that it's just an excuse. He doesn't want to attend Raila Odinga's burial. That is why he's nowhere to be seen. All those issues. So my question is this: what is really happening in East Africa? Look at our country. Our country now, we can't talk about it. We can't literally talk about what is happening in our country. So all these issues, all these things that are happening here and there every now and then, sometimes you try to summarize them. Sometimes you try to look at how they are happening and you question yourself, is it really wrong to be an East African citizen? Like, did we do anything wrong by finding ourselves in East Africa? Because these things that are happening, I've never had them happening in Western. Maybe if they are happening, but they are being hidden. I've never had them happening in North Africa, in Southern Africa, parts of Africa. Why is it that in Central? Why is it that only in East Africa is where we have got presidents who are against the people that not that the people that these people wants to overthrow their government, but these people are just correcting them. Okay, right now we don't have a strong opposition. The opposition that we had is gone. Okay, we have the opposition being led by Rigathi Gachagua. It's also strong. We can't deny, but it can't really match the opposition back then when Raila was the late Raila was the opposition leader. It can't really match. Though they are really there. They're really trying. But the main focus right now is on how they can overthrow William Ruto. Hopefully, after overthrowing William Ruto, things will come back to normal and they'll do things as they are promising. But the problem with the politicians is that they normally love themselves too much. That what they say is not what they do. Like, they'll tell you that I'll change this, I'll make sure that you get ink on this for this biro every month. But then after being voted in, you'll realize that even that biro that you have, it will be taken away from you. So that is now the problem that we have with these leaders. You see, the second story is about Uhuru Kenyatta. Let me say this, that if there is somebody that is really respected and will continue being respected, not because he's forcing the respect, but he has really earned it. This guy earned the respect when he was the president. However much, people are saying that, oh, his government was bad, he did this, he did that. But truth of the matter is that Uhuru Kenyatta won a lot of hearts. The kind of the way he was associating with people, the way he was interacting with people, and all that. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because imagine even after Uhuru Kenyatta retired, he still sounds presidential. And I know a majority of people missed this. That is why I decided to do it. When Kalonzo Musyoka attended the body view at Kasarani, Uhuru Kenyatta stood from where he was sitting, went and was it Kasarani or Nyayo? I think it's Nyayo, yeah, Nyayo. Uhuru Kenyatta stood from where he was sitting, went and greeted Kalonzo Musyoka. Imagine Uhuru Kenyatta, who was a president, anasimama penye amekaa, and then he's going towards where Kalonzo Musyoka is and is really greeting Kalonzo Musyoka na anarudi.
Pia amefika uwanjani huu. Tukaribishe tafadhali His Excellency the Vice President Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki. Karibu sana naibu wa rais. Pia tunampokea sasa.
So this is the humility of the highest order that majority of people can't do. I know there are some people I'll not mention whom we have in this country that they cannot dare do such kind of things. Wanaona ni kwamba hizo vitu ni vitu za ujinga, we can't do them, they're nonsense. You see, like how can I bend so low to greet somebody who is not in government? How can I bend so low to greet somebody who doesn't add value to me? So in other words, what these guys do, they just do things, they just want to associate with people who adds value to their lives. That is why unakuja unapata kwamba they are going overboard to bring people in to their circle so that they can gain from them. After gaining from them, they do away with them. So that is normally the problem. That is where normally the problem is normally coming from. But then suppose we had suppose we had different ideas, suppose we had different ways of viewing things. I don't think if we'll be having all these sorts of problems that we're having right now. You see, the last story is just what is going on in Bondo, and one thing I believe is that Raila Odinga's body is going to be rested in peace. Mama Ida Odinga cried yesterday that let us have peace, let us mourn Raila in peace. Yes, you know that we've lost, but please let there not be chaos, because Raila Odinga himself was a man of peace. He was really advocating for peace. So Mama Ida Odinga cried, really cried, and I know every Kenyan will hear the cry. Of course, there are a lot of casualties. Yesterday, there were a lot of casualties, around 20 casualties at Mlolongo, whereby people are really struggling, the process of struggling to see Raila Odinga's body. Kuna wale watu ambao walijeruhiwa, kuna wale watu ambao pia walifariki juzi kule Kasarani, wakati ambapo polisi waliamua kupiga bunduki na when the police officers decided to lob tear gas.
I told them Baba is coming. I wish they could have put him on the road instead of the chopper up to here. How we walked with Odinga. We walked from Nairobi to Kisumu with Odinga. I wish they would have at least put him to walk from Kisumu even to Bondo. The road is full, but they're coming. The Gen Zs are running. They will be with him here.
Not so many people have the privilege of their homes being turned into an heritage site. What does it mean for the Odinga family now that Kano Kajaramo is permanently in the map?
Those are some of the geniuses that my brother Raila did. I remember when he told us that he was making our home a museum. I was the first one to protest. I told him, so where am I going to go? Because I'm the last born of Odinga, and I didn't know where I was going to go when our home has been made a national museum of Kenya. But afterwards, schools go there. There's a lot of heritage. People are learning from it, and now it's even more monumental. Now that even Raila Odinga is buried there, that means that our legacy, Odinga family, will live forever in people's minds. Asante sana.
Looking at the outpouring of love that has come as a result of this, how does the family feel?
I want to say something. You are the same people, especially you as a Gen Z, who's telling me about the outpouring of love when he's dead. How about when he had not died and he was well, and you were saying that akufe? He died only knowing you people telling him that you prefer him dead. It is only us who are now seeing the outpouring. But how about Baba? He would have loved you people to have more love. So I say, for those who said those things when he was still alive, it was really wrong. But for those who have shown their love right now, hamukujua, the reality would be this. But the loss is for Kenya. When I laid him down and I stopped the machines, I said Kenya has lost. Kenya.
Kutoka tuklia hapa sote tupate kutoka. MC tafadhali, we are ready.
The members of the press, I'd like to say a few things about the situation that we found ourselves in today. None of us knew that the time had come that my dear husband, Raila Odinga, was going to leave us. But since the time has come, we have to deal with it the way it is. I just want to make a small statement concerning the situation. I know Raila was loved by his people, his family, his community, his party members, Kenyans, Africa, and even many parts of the world. The way I'm saying this is because I've received condolences messages from many, many parts of the world. And tomorrow I hope I'll be able to read for you. Now I want to appeal to our people. I want to appeal to our people that we must mourn Raila in peace. It is a solemn occasion. It is not an occasion of confusion. Things work better if we do it in a solemn manner. I want to appeal. I've been to many international funerals. I was in the funeral of Nelson Mandela. I was in the funeral of Winnie Mandela. I was in the funeral of President Magufuli here in Tanzania. It was a solemn occasion. It is only through the still voice that we can be able to hear and understand one another. Now, I wanted to say something small also in Dholuo.
Some people lost their lives. Some people were shot using live bullets. Of course, lazima tukuwe na polisi wale tu wajinga tu, wale ambao wanaona wamepata opportunity, wale wenye damu yao inawawasha, lazima tuue. Of course, 5 people died. Yeah, 5 people died. But all in all, fellow Kenyans, let us just take it easy. It is just today and then tomorrow. What watazoea tu. But one thing I'm sure of is that people are really going to miss Raila. You know, you can't know the worth of something until you miss it. You can't know the meaning of having somebody around in your life until you miss that person. Then after missing that person, that is when you start crying that, oh, I wish I could go up, blah, 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 all those issues. But after all, guys, that is just my thought, and that is all for now. Let me know what you think of the comment section, but don't forget to drop me a comment, tell me what you think, and where exactly you are watching this video from. Until we meet again, I have been your host, Pink.
The king is dead, but long live the crown. Joey! 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 Joey!
Agwambo, Tinga, Jacom, Enigma, Woodbin, Baba, the man in whose honor we gather here today belongs to that rare, irreplaceable breed of human beings. My dear brother Raila Odinga, as we bid you farewell, we do so with the deepest gratitude as a nation and as a people.
He was a leader who never wavered in his belief in the good of his people. Raila Odinga lived a life of purpose. He chose to fly high, urged the nation to dare, and challenged Africa to fight for its place in the world and retrace the dreams of the continent's founders. Over the past 3 years, we have witnessed an outpouring of emotions of a nation gripped in grief. Africa has grieved for him. Indeed, the world has grieved for him. Courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. That the brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Raila conquered fear and mastered courage. Possibility of death in pursuit of an ideal was not a reason for Raila to retreat, for he also internalized William Shakespeare's words that cowards may die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once.
Every once in a generation, there comes a leader whose impact transcends their moment, whose courage inspires change, and whose vision shapes destinies. My brother, Raila Odinga, was one such leader.
One thing that he kept on repeating to me
is that we must urge Kenyans to live in peace.